natural law. At its core, it's the belief that there's a system of law built into the very fabric of nature and human existence. It suggests that certain rights and moral values are inherent to us as human beings. They're not granted by governments or created by societies. They exist independently. Think of it as a kind of universal moral code that we can discover through reason and by observing our own human nature. This is different from what we call positive law, which are the man-made laws of a specific state or society, traffic rules, tax codes, and criminal statutes. Naturally,
Have you ever looked around and felt like something is fundamentally off? We see endless conflicts, hear about unimaginable suffering, and are constantly told about trillions of dollars in debt. But have you ever stopped to ask, who exactly do we owe? And what is this money we're giving all our time away from our kids and family, energy, inner chi, which is our currency? But it is nothing more than essentially paper with ink on it, right? Yay, but it becomes a medium when we give our consent. So where did its power come from? It feels like we're caught in a system we don't fully understand, a system that seems to cause more problems than it solves. It can be overwhelming, leaving you feeling powerless. But what if we could end that way? What if we could trace the threads back to the beginning to understand how we got here? That's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going on a journey, not just through history, but through the very ideas that shape our world. We'll peel back the layers of our modern society to look at the origins of power, wealth, and conflict. Let's take a journey back in time and see where this all came from. Let's start our journey way back, long before skyscrapers and smartphones. Imagine early human societies. We were organized in small tribes or communities. Our currency wasn't paper. It was trust, cooperation, and tangible goods. If you were a good hunter, you might trade meat for the sharp tools made by the tribe's best craftsmen. It was a system of direct exchange, of barter. Value was easy to understand because it was tied to survival and skill. You couldn't eat a stock certificate, but you could eat a basket of fish. This was a world of tangible value. Early forms of money weren't paper. They were things that everyone agreed had value. Think seashells, salt, or beads. These items were durable, portable, and divisible. For the first time, value became abstract. It was no longer just about the thing itself, but what the thing represented, a promise of future goods or services. This was a massive cognitive leap for humanity, setting the stage for everything that would follow. The next major step was the introduction of precious metals like gold and silver. Why these? They were rare, they didn't corrode, and they were beautiful. Kings and empires began minting coins, stamping their own faces on them. This was a genius move. Not only did it standardize trade, but it also became a powerful form of branding and control. Your money wasn't just a piece of gold anymore. It was a piece of gold guaranteed by the king. This linked economic power directly to political power. If you controlled the money supply, you controlled the kingdom. This fusion of money and authority is a critical piece of our puzzle. Now, let's jump forward to a pivotal moment, birth of banking. Originally, goldsmiths offered to store people's gold in their secure vaults. In return, they gave out paper receipts. Soon, people realized it was easier to trade the paper receipts than to go back and forth to the vault for the physical gold. They were valuable because they were backed by a real, tangible asset. But then, the bankers had a clever idea. So, they started issuing more receipts, more paper money, than the gold they actually had in their vaults.